Jerry Sullivan here, National Managing Editor for The Real Deal. I'm with Mayor Jane Castor of Tampa, Florida. Mayor, welcome to New York.
Well, thank you, Jerry.
I understand you're here on a raiding mission.
Yeah.
Looking for some, bring some
Right,
business
that's
back
right.
in.
Looking for, we're gonna, right, we brought a couple empty suitcases, so we're looking to take some corporations, some businesses back with us.
What is your target? I mean, what sort of company are you looking, or what sort of business are you looking to draw down to Tampa?
Actually, we're really just bringing attention to our city and all that we have to offer. We don't have one main focus. Our economic portfolio is incredibly diverse. And we have companies that are moving their headquarters or expanding into Tampa, I won't say on a daily basis, but quick enough to put us on the map.
You're doing all right with that, huh?
Yeah, we are.
What is the pitch? I take it you don't come up here with specific appointments in mind or that sort of thing. This is more of a general branding sort of visit.
Right.
So what is the pitch that you
Well, we have, it depends on the company that we're talking to, but what we really like to sell is the quality of life. We entertain CEOs that will ask what incentives we have, and so I just say, come on outside and take a look.
Yeah.
And it really is, from growing a business from the ground up. We have a number of startup innovation ecosystems in our city. We have a lot of companies that have started in Tampa and have become world renowned, and then bringing companies into our community has really just, I've been in Tampa my entire life, 63 years, but been doing the mayor gig for a little over 4, and it really is amazing the number of companies that have moved into our city and our region.
And just for a little context, Tampa is top 50 city in population. Not huge, I think about 300,000 people.
Actually over 400,000.
Over 400 now.
Mhm.
But also a top 20 metro area. So it's
Right.
the anchor of a much bigger metro area. And I noticed Inc. just did their 5,000
Yes.
fastest growing, and I looked up the Tampa metro. I think you had 80 or 90 companies on their list.
Mhm.
More than national, which gets a lot of attention lately.
Right.
More than Portland, another city that you might think otherwise.
Mhm.
Almost as many as Houston, which is a much bigger
Right,
city and
much
metro.
bigger.
So what's going on with that? And is that a selling point as you try and
Mhm.
grow that base more?
It definitely is a selling point, and back to the diversity of our economic portfolio. We don't have all of our eggs in the proverbial basket. We're strong in so many different sectors. If you look just pharmaceuticals, we had Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Amgen, and now we're just having one company after another come into our region. FinTech, looking at cybersecurity, research, it really, manufacturing, it really is incredible. And you add that on top of our already robust tourism. So it's a great time to be in our community, and we feel like the rest of the world has discovered what we've known from growing up in Tampa, that it really is paradise.
And I'm sure there's much to desire there. And I'm sure you mentioned before, just take a look. It's the sales pitch, right?
All right.
What about the flip side? Does anybody ever get the culture shock? In other words, it's beautiful, but it's not Manhattan, it's not New York, it's not, and you have to kind of walk through that.
Right, and that's something that, it's not going to be for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Quite often, we bring in groups that Miami and Tampa have made their short list. And my position is, if you're looking for that faster 24-hour day, 7 days a week lifestyle, then that's Miami.
Go
If
down
you're
Miami.
looking for a place that you immediately want to feel a part of the community, that you belong, that you're welcome, a great place to grow your business and your family. I had more than one CEO say that the majority of their team members were in their late 20s to mid 30s, and they're starting their families, and that's what they want to be someplace that they can call home and raise a family.
And do you feel like both parties can get to that sorting pretty quick? In other words, you think companies know pretty
I
early in
think
the
so.
process, like
When you-
Tampa's for us.
Right,
Tampa's
when
not
you've
for us.
made their short list,
Mhm.
you know who you're up against, and it's not hard at that point to be able to sell our community. And we have all the amenities of a big city, the arts, the culture, the sports, everything that you really need in a big city, but still have sort of that small town feel where you feel like you know everybody in the community.
Well, this is a final question, let me switch over a little bit. Now, you've been a successful mayor, you won re-election with, I believe, largely unopposed, so everyone seems to be happy with you down there. But before that, you were the chief of police.
Right.
Which gives you a very unique perspective, especially these days as cities confront a lot of challenges. Could you talk a little bit about that, about Tampa and the larger challenge of policing and public safety and the sense of public order in cities today?
Yeah, it's, I personally feel that a foundation of safety and security is what you build a successful city on. And we are the safest city our size in the United States. I'm very proud of that. We've worked, changed the way we police in Tampa in 2003, and through a collaborative effort with the citizens, residents, businesses, and others, we've been able to make Tampa a safe city and keep it that way. Through the pandemic, we weren't immune to some of the escalation in violent crime, although ours doesn't compare with some of the other cities. But those are real issues that affect your community's growth and really the foundation of your city's success. And it's not just the reality of crime, it's the perception as well. Going back to that broken windows theory, where if people feel that there's not a community order, they feel unsafe, and then that in and of itself compounds crime in your community.
And you mentioned broken windows, which of course was foundational to the turnaround in New York in the 1990s. Also in some quarters has been discredited, or some people view it differently now than it was viewed then, and take issue with the whole premise of it.
Right.
Sounds like that's not the case in Tampa, or...
Yeah, I disagree with that. I think that the premise was correct. People, it all comes down to their perception is their reality. It's if they perceive that their neighborhood is unsafe, then for them it's unsafe, and they're not going to come outside. They're not going to take part in activities that really allow them to control the safety of their neighborhoods. And so, you see with any theory, there can be individuals that can take it too far, and we saw that across the United States. But I think it comes down to that basic partnership and that collaboration with your community, not only the residents, but the business owners as well.
That's Mayor Jane Castor of Tampa, Florida. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks, Jerry.
It's been a pleasure. Okay.